Hello people, this is Zippy and welcome to my classroom. So it's it's um it's quite a journey if you are in the job market. If you have been searching for jobs, you're going for interviews and you're not getting a call back. And it could be just your interview skills. Yes, it's actually such a thing. Like, are you a strong interview candidate or not? And in this episode, I'll focus on five very common questions that recruiters usually ask and things that they're really looking for. And I hope this is going to help you. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this particular video. If you like such videos, let me know, and share and subscribe. Okay, so we jump right into the first one, which is very common. Tell us about yourself, or tell me about yourself if they're just alone. And it sounds like a very easy question, right? But it's not, because you're left wondering, okay, apart from my name, what else do I know about myself and what exactly am I going to say? And first thing, let's start with who you are. Who is not just your name. What exactly are the things that you really value? And the people who go straight and start telling you that they have a family or not, depending on what is important to you. And there are very many employers who may favor such candidates or may not. You don't know what exactly the job entails. And so who you are, so I'll go say, my name is Jane Doe. I have been in the marketing profession for the last 12 years. I recently became the regional director of this and that company. This is after years of working under this and that partnership, and that's who you are. Highlights basic things that have come to touch onto your identity, things you feel are telling us more about you. Okay, so what are these highlights that are very special to you? Would like to hear that. And then why 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 this person that's in front of us? Okay, so in this interview, go ahead, start telling us that you have acquired this and that through a particular process. Okay, for why you, look at the job description. Some of it is usually attached onto the job advertisement, and so you can easily go and check the kind of person they are looking for. Okay, so are you you'd want to omit things that might make you not a very suitable candidate. Okay, but not lie. If you lie, you will get caught in the lie. So go ahead and say why exactly you feel you're the best fit, because you saw in that job description that, let's say, they want somebody who has a driver's license, who can travel a lot. So you go ahead and say, yeah, you're a person who loves to travel, and you have very strong people skills, and that talks about who you are. But at the same time, it links very closely with the job description. So you're already answering questions that they haven't even asked you yet. So good job. Question number 2, that's very common. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Yes. So it's always good to prepare very well before you go, for that interview, and then think. So your strengths could be you're a very patient person. You are organized. You have conflict management skills. All the great things that check off all the boxes. But now weaknesses. That's the part where you can easily shoot yourself in the foot. And please don't go and tell your interviewer the way you have anger management issues, that you have been in and out of rehab for the last 10 years, because yeah, of course, no one's gonna give you that job. Very, very, very few people would. And if you would like to, just sell yourself out there, I'll go in the direction of, let's say, I am I am someone who puts everything aside and stays very focused until I finish a certain task. Um, I'm not very good at, let's say, work-life balance. I work overtime most of the time. That's something I'm looking into working on, so that I can give the best to every single aspect of my life. So go ahead and say something that will not only benefit the company in some way, because if you're going to work overtime, I mean, it's for their good, but also something that makes them say, oh wait, they're not perfect, because no one is. Another common question employers like to ask is, what are your hobbies and interests? You may have put that in your CV, you may not, but it may come up because um, they want to see this other side of you, like what do you do in your free time exactly. And here I would say things that are also, adding some value to your job interview. So for example, as a hobby, I like to play football in my free time, and of course that's a team sport. So here, go ahead and mention that I've been playing in this team for the last 5 years. I have learned the value of teamwork. I have, gotten into a great brotherhood that stands, by all of us through the good and the bad. Also things like, let's say, you play the piano, and through playing the piano you have learned to be resilient. You have learned to keep practicing until you get it right, and not to be discouraged every time you hit the wrong note. Okay, so those are just some of the ways in which you could talk about your hobbies, but at the same time don't forget to add what they have added to your life. Question number 4: where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Please don't go ahead. A mistake people make is to say that, oh, I see myself working for this other company. I mean, surely you want to work for a competitor. You can't say such things. You will not get the job, okay? Because they want to see loyal people. So, where would you like to be in 5 years? Focus on the skills that I would like to improve my self-management skills. I see myself leading a team that is going to tackle a particular aspect. If you are looking to lock down a particular account, say, I see myself in 5 years being able to get this elusive account that we have talked about. Also things like mentorship. This is something that you're going to start by being mentored. So you can start by saying, maybe thanks to the mentors in my life, the people who have brought me where I am right now, I'm looking forward to also mentor others and just help them, in this particular direction, so that they're able to reach where I've reached and even go beyond. So what you're doing here is not only thinking about yourself but also other people. So you're not just showing your selfish gains, but you're clearly going to mentor others in this particular company to even do better, and which employer would not want that? And the last thing we'll talk about is describing um, your your biggest accomplishment, or sometimes it could be your biggest mistake. So what is your biggest accomplishment? Now, for this question, there's a method called the STAR method, where you first of all talk about the situation, mention the task, mention the action, and lastly the result. So this can be applied for both situations. So let me give you a scenario. Our biggest accomplishment. We can talk about things like you being promoted. So let's start by giving the situation. Situation could be our company wasn't doing well, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. Our sales had really gone down. So our task was to come up with a program. Let's say this is an IT company, a program that is so unique that will boost our sales. Okay, so action. What did you do? Came, sat down with our team, analyzed the market trends, came up with a few strategies here and there, and then the result was the program that we came up with added the sales of the company by 50%, and due to this accomplishment I got promoted to senior level manager. Okay, that will be a big accomplishment that is well described. What if it's the opposite? What if it's now talk about your biggest mistake? And people shy away from this, but the whole point is, especially when you're starting your career, you're going to make mistakes. So own them and let people know that you have learned from it. But please don't say things that are just going to be detrimental completely. Just start talking about the way you used to come late to work every single time, things you fought with a coworker. No, that's a no. So let's look at something that can build you up. STAR method, again, situation, task, action, and result. So could be the situation was for CSR. We wanted to give back to the community, raise some funds, and so our task was to come up with a charity event. And so we decided to have a marathon for people to take part in and raise money for a certain community that is marginalized. Okay, so what action did we do? We invited big celebrities to come grace our event. We had sponsors we invited, and yeah, we did the marketing. However, the mistake was two things. We put it on a weekday, and yet most of the target was children, and so schools are not closed. So of course the children were in school, most adults were at work. That didn't work. Then the few people who had committed to, of course, come. Another problem was it was a rainy season, so the weather was really bad, didn't favor our event. And so the result was we did not raise any money. In fact, we didn't even break even. We made losses because we had put in so much money onto the tents, the t-shirts, and just inviting all these people, marketing the event. We really made losses. And what that has taught me now is next time look at the weather forecast for any event I'm going to have. Second of all, get to ask these people about the proposed date, get to see if it works, get to actually just go around, just do a survey and see would people be willing to appear on a weekday, and am I targeting people? Will people leave work? Will I get them all? If it's a school, am I going directly to the school and telling them to come because it's a weekday? If it was a Saturday, they would come with their parents. There's so many angles to really look at. So it has taught you the power of survey, asking questions, meeting up with so many people, and not just you and two other people who just decided without really paying so much attention to other details. So yeah, that marks the end of this video. If you are looking for a job, you are going for that interview, I wish you all the very, very, very best. Trust me, you got this. Please continue doing your research, continue talking to other people, but the trick is, and this one you can take it to the bank, find someone you really trust who has maybe connections with that company. Get to know a few things about that organization. It always helps if you know what, a bit more. Do your research, get to know what is their mission and vision, what is their company policy, what exactly do they stand for. Get to know even salary range for that particular job, and so on. Those things will go a very, very long way in just helping you put that foot into that door. Okay, so I really hope this has been a lesson you won't forget. Wish you all the best. Thank you for tuning in once again. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell this to every single person, and hope to see you next time. Okay, hasta la vista.